Hello everyone, this is Daisy here, aka Professional High Priestess, and I wanted to drop a channeling for those who are currently going under spiritual attacks while trying to raise your children, or your children are being used in the process of spiritual attacks, or people are putting spiritual attacks between you and your child's father or whatnot in order to facilitate spiritual attacks on you, or putting spiritual attacks on either you or your child's father or mother or whatnot in order to be distant or work against your children. This has been really a reoccurring thing with some of my clients lately, and it's really, for me, it just enrages me because I can't believe that anyone would stoop so low to be doing magic on someone that has kids. Me personally, like, that's your beef. But when children gets involved, there has to be specific parameters, right? Like, you guys remember New Jack City? Even when they had hood shit, they still had like confines. Like, you don't do a drive-by when there's kids out. Like, don't do this in front of the children. Don't harm old people. Like, there was rules to the fuckery. There was a method to the madness, right? We need to start bringing those rules back. And me personally, like, it's like the fact that, because people are still going to do spell work, right? But when there are children involved, like I said, you have some type of like method of operation. What are the ethics, right? What are the ethics there? Another is, if you're a root worker and you are getting paid to do work on someone, you need to start also doing better background checks. And I'm going to make a whole video about that, about the people that you're doing work for, because you're accumulating karma. I don't know why people think that they don't pick up karma with the work that they do. There's no entity, there's no deity that you can petition or summon that can protect you from karma. It's just going to get transferred onto the next lifetime, right? Or to your bloodline, because whatever is not transformed is transferred. Whatever is not transmuted is transferred. Whatever I do not process into a high vibrational form is transferred down into a lower vibrational state to, the next of kin, right? Next in line. So I wanted to put this channeling out there. Some may be even going through custody battles and things such as that, and there's spell work involved being used to like either impact your court case, or impact the decision of what's going on, or impact your child's mother or your child's father, and you guys are arguing and battling over the kids, that type of thing. I've been seeing so many scenarios, so I wanted to just put this out there and let you guys know that I know what you're going through, and I'm also want to reprimand those who are doing this work against other people. Your karma is going to come, and it's going to be severe, right? I also want to add too that this is also an opportunity for you to be able to, tap in with your children and teach them about their spirituality and their spiritual gifts and how to protect themselves. You can also use this as an opportunity to bond with your children, to teach them about, their culture, or, about, law of attraction, mind powers and dreams and things like that. Practicing meditation with your children, taking them out to the park to go earth, getting them different crystals that they can get involved in. It will also help them with their studies too, because now, like, think about like little things like crystals in the stars, relating that back to mathematics, or geology, or environmental studies, or things like that, right? Even getting them children's books about like dreams and stuff like that. There's a guy named Dave Room. He wrote a book called Pacha's Pajamas, and it's about kids in the dream world. I know Dave, right? And he actually interpreted dreams for me that actually led me to find out that someone was doing spell work on me. So that's how I met him. So, even like things like that you can introduce to your kids that will get them to start reading more. Even certain movies. Look at this channel. It's called what is this called? This channel. I'm gonna find it right now, because if you can go ahead and put your children onto this YouTube channel. I think it's called Spirit Science. Yeah, Spirit Science. Yeah, Spirit Science is super dope. And you can put your kids onto that, and they can go learn about spirituality in such a fun and, animated way. But I'm just trying to give you options, because I know it can be so enraging, right? And you just want to put your hands around someone's neck for even, going so far as harming you to harm your children and things like that. And, for those of you who may be karmics and watching this, if you're getting involved in that, you have to realize that however you feel about the other person involved, when children become involved, you have to understand that the children are innocent. Yes, they have their own karmic path that they can create, but for the most part, they are innocent up to a certain point. So if you're working against someone that they have children, just know you're working against innocent energy. You're working against God. So you're automatically going to get karma. Okay? Stop using faulty, this is what I talked about in the special messages video. Stop using imbalanced, distorted frameworks, limiting beliefs, things like that to justify your attacks against other people. It's not okay. So let's get some messages for those who are dealing, okay, some advice. Dear bright and well-loving ancestors, what messages do you have for people dealing with spiritual attacks while they're dealing with their children? Messages for people dealing with spiritual attacks while they have children. We have journey, you see? And then we also have second chakra Archangel Ariel. So what this is telling me is first getting creative. First though, this second chakra is like the womb space. That's a sacral chakra, right? Space of creativity, that type of thing. So I feel a lot of mama bear protection type of energy. And I also feel a lot of primal energy. But this too is also like a lot of ancestral, like mother lineage type of energy, right? So for y'all, even thinking maybe your mother or your parent had spells or something done on them and that impacted your relationship with them. Looking at that. And then another thing that I'm also seeing here with this is getting creative about, how you're going to handle this issue long term, especially if you're dealing with, your child's mother, child's father, and they have a karmic, and now they have a child with that karmic, so you got to co-parent and deal with them too, and now your kids are siblings with them. Sometimes the karmic, they don't even think that far. They don't think like that. They don't think about like they're creating a new generation of just trauma and chaos and havoc with their own children. That they're putting their children at a disposition and already putting them in conflict with their siblings, and it just creates a new generation of brokenness and dysfunction. Then you have the journey card too, right? How can you look at this as a journey, right? To self-development and self-growth. I know it's really hard and it's really painful, like having to, deal with someone that you have children with and there's spell work involved and they're taking the side of their karmic or things like that. And it's just like, what the hell do I do? You take this as a journey. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel, get creative with it. Start to tap in. Start to learn like the things I just talked about earlier in terms of like helping your kids handle this too. Dear bright and well-living ancestors, what messages do you have for those dealing with spiritual attacks and they have children? It says, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Right? And we just had this with the journey card here as well. Yeah. So I really feel like, when we say answering the call, this can also be, the wake-up call that you needed to get yourself deeper into spirituality and to make sure that your children have a path and a framework, Hierophant type of energy, right? So that they can kind of grow up to be, emperors and empresses with, root and their behavior and their morals and ethics and thought patterns rooted in stable and secure, frameworks for living, right? This is like, it's like getting them started early, Because these kids have cell phones, all those type of things. They're already exposed to so much. Why not expose them to spirituality hardcore, right? To what's going on. Teach them how to fight and how to battle. And they're very powerful at that age too, so they can help you out. Y'all don't understand the power that children have when they're at that age. Very, very powerful, innocent type of energy. That innocence protects them too. Teach them how to use it. Teach them about their gifts. Teach them about their powers. I feel like a lot of, it's when we're young that we're supposed to be really groomed and learn all these things because we have so much courage and valiance as children, right? We're so fearless and we're so protected that this is now the time we're supposed to be cultivating these gifts, right? Think about like even in Harry Potter, they started at like 11 years old going to Hogwarts, right? But we wait till we're like in our 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s to start exploring our gifts, right? But that's the trick of society. So using this as an opportunity, what is your calling? All right, goddess card. Let's get into a goddess card as well. Messages for those dealing with children and under spiritual attack, dealing with karmics and attacking their children and children's spiritual attacks with their partners. What messages do you have for those currently dealing with this? So we have Pele, divine passion. It says, be honest with yourself. What is your true heart's desire? And then it says, Yamaya, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I want to clarify these cards for those of us currently, dealing with children and spiritual attacks and, having to deal with people making you sick and you have children and you're trying to, get things together and it's just crazy. Clarify Pele, divine passion for those dealing with spiritual attacks. Yeah. Oh. And so first we have judgment too. And then we have Ace of Wands. So what I'm feeling here with this divine passion, using this as an opportunity, Ace of Wands for a new idea. What do we just talk about? Even with the creativity card there and journey. I feel like I needed to put this channeling out there because a lot of people are going through this, but it's like the Most High saying like, these are the times that we used to be in. Get yourselves ready again and get your children ready because it will be the children who are going to be fighting this next war. Yes. because it is their energy that's really anchoring the planet right now. And you see they're putting things out there to even, hijack the children with the stuff that they put in the food and the entertainment and whatnot, trying to steal their spiritual energy. Then you got karmics doing magic and stuff like that, trying to impact the parents that are going to directly impact the kids and their livelihood, So there's that too. You never know if your karmic is also your child's karmic, right? And then we have judgment here. I feel like a lot of the people who, like I was saying earlier, I feel like there's going to be heavy backfiring, heavy blowback of a lot of this energy. I really feel that. I feel like someone's karmic really went too far and got their children involved or impacted, the mother or the father to the point where they couldn't really handle, deal with the children. Now CPS is involved or, they can't get them the things that they need. Someone's going to be under heavy judgment for that. And Pele is, I really love her because she's actually like one of the goddesses that is in my vibratory frequency. She's of the Hawaiian pantheon. Think of that movie Moana. And it's funny because you have fire and then you have water right here with Pele, fire, and then Yamaya with water. Golden opportunity. Using this as an opportunity to teach your children, right? To help yourself to really get grounded spiritually. What is Yamaya? Golden opportunity? What is Yamaya? Golden opportunity? Clarify Yamaya, golden opportunity. With the Hierophant. Yep. Clarify your Maya, golden opportunity. What was I saying? What was I just saying? An opportunity, and the Six of Wands here. Yeah, so an opportunity really to basically, you're in victory here is what I'm saying here. Because it's saying like, yes, it was hard that this person did spell work on you or whatnot and impacted your children, but you're going to have a victory. This person's going to be exposed. Then when it says golden opportunity with the Hierophant here, remember what I was saying earlier, giving your children something solid that they can live in forever, that will impact their values and their moral system, that will give them the direction that they need to live in life and not just, wanting to just recreate the cycle of capitalism and people who are low vibrational and don't have their own identity and want to be popular and run with the Joneses and things like that, right? You never know. This might inspire your child to want to start writing their own stories or making children's books. I know that they have programs where they teach kids how to write their own stories and make their own books. That's powerful, right? So let's get some crystal message. You know what? I want to get some chakra messages for those because those are always talking. And then let's get some Ascended Master Oracle cards. All right. Dear bright and well-living ancestors, what messages do you have for those dealing with spiritual attacks while they're dealing with their children? What messages, words of advice, words of caution, insight do you have? Perception. Boom. What have I been saying? Gratitude at the bottom of the deck, and there's a pregnant woman there, right? Some of you may be currently pregnant right now and dealing with this, and you're dealing with people who are impartial, to what you're going through. I'm sorry if you may be pregnant or something like that, and you're dealing with someone and they know that spell work is being done on you and they're being impartial. I'm sorry about that, but this person, they're going to be reaping karma because yes, you are the victim in this situation, right? Even if they don't want to acknowledge that because someone's, with trickery. Boom. Boom. Just like that. I felt like that was for just a specific set of folks. These cards be talking, man. Shit is crazy. But I was happy. I feel, blessed to be able to put this channeling out here for y'all. Because I know it's been really real for a lot of folks. All right. What messages do you have for those currently dealing with spiritual attacks but have kids and everything involved? Messages for those dealing with spiritual attacks with children. Wow. We have Mercury, open communication. Get a weight off your chest. Speak up with love and be heard. Wow. Wow. Then we have Isis on the bottom of the deck. Magic manifesting in reversal. Of course, spell work. Again, talking about it. Right? Wow. Yeah. So I feel like, maybe you need to get a personal reading to find out about this. I will say if you know that this is being done, like your partner's like ex or something like that, or their new person is doing spell work on you and your children are being impacted, you need to speak up about it. Yes. Don't let them feel like they can just go ahead and get away with it. No, absolutely not. That's tragic. That's trifling. They deserve to be brought to justice. Moon reversed on their behind. All right, everyone. That's the channeling that I want to put out. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Matter of fact, let me get a crystal message. I feel like we need a crystal message as well. What do the crystals have for us? Crystal messages for those dealing with spiritual attacks while they have children and their children are being impacted. Messages for those dealing with spiritual attacks. Wow, we have Azurite, psychic abilities, carnelian sexuality, snowflake obsidian, clearing negativity. Smoky quartz on the top of the decks, detoxifying. Yeah. But with this carnelian sexuality, it says, I honor my body and embrace my sexuality. I allow myself to have pleasure and enjoyment. This is also the second chakra that was coming up. So you know what I also feel? You guys also too need to be careful of sleeping with that individual, knowing that there's spell work in the mix. If you know that they are having spell work done on them and you're allowing them to sleep with you, that's going to cause blockages for you in your womb space. It's going to impact your mental health. It's going to impact your money. It's going to impact your energy levels, because then it's going to travel up to the solar plexus and it's going to start debilitating that. Then it's going to travel to the heart chakra and start debilitating that. You see what I'm saying? And then the chakras are going to all collapse and invert on one another. Then your energy system is messed up. Then you can't manifest. So that's what this is saying. So I feel like some of you guys are maybe even still sleeping with this person. You need to stop. Azurite, psychic abilities, right? It says, I am psychic and intuitive. I trust in the message I receive, and when I feel guided, I share it with others. We got 2 cards of sharing your sharing with others. With the Mercury card, you could be a Virgo or Gemini. But with this psychic abilities, using this as an opportunity to enhance your psychic abilities. As I'm speaking, I'm feeling like a real rush of like rejuvenation, y'all. Like real talk, like really like people really getting serious about their spiritual development, getting their kids involved, whether they like it or not. If your kids are too addicted to television and things like that, like really putting your foot down, because, it's temporary discomfort for long-term satisfaction. Really standing your ground with the spiritual development and clearing and cleansing. Because your children can be impacted. Someone's sending psychic attacks. Your children are like teenagers or whatever. That can impact them too. Now they're dealing with karmics and all kinds of stuff. Snowflake obsidian, clearing negativity. Yeah. It says snowflake obsidian brings new beginnings, hope after setback, and a gentle, gradual improvement in whatever area that has caused pain in the past. Yes. Like I said, I feel like a lot of people, they're going to be getting a spark, Ace of Wands, right? They're going to be getting that passionate spark for their spirituality, for their healing, for their cleansing, and bringing their children into it. Hierophant energy to start a new path, to have a new tradition, to build something long-term that their children can, give to their children, a spiritual inheritance that will always bring a financial one, always. Then you have smoky quartz, detoxification. As I raise my vibration, I release things of a lower frequency that no longer serve me. And this goes right with the carnelian sexuality. If you're sleeping with someone, you know that there's spell work being involved. What do you think you're putting in your womb space? What do you think you're allowing into your bedroom and into your heart space? That's why the spells are working on you, because you're actively picking it up directly from the source. Especially if you have a spiritual connection with someone already, you could already feel it if you have a true authentic spiritual connection. But then on top of that, you're allowing them to physically enter you and then they have spells on them. No. All right, so that's what I have for y'all. If you need a personal reading, all the information is in the description box below. Once again, my name is Daisy, aka Professional High Priestess. Bye.